Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mark with Behind Closed Doors. Everybody can get it. How you guys doing, man? Back at you again. Man, this is a platform that I put together for my caregivers of the world. People that take care of people that can't take care of themselves. So whatever form of caregiving that you're doing, that's what we're here for, right? We care. For the caregivers. We show love for them, right? We build a system for them to help them through their journey of caregiving. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to tap in. Today is like one of those days where I'm just, really highlighting services that we offer. So many people just know us through our platform, Caregivers Chronicle, or our podcast, Behind Closed Doors, or our support group, Behind Closed Doors. So I wanted to kind of expand on that a little bit more about some of the services. Mark, got to keep it down, Mark. Turn it down. I'm at home behind closed doors, guys. That's how I do it, right? I got to get it in. Got to get this information to you guys. But nevertheless, I want to speak on today. I want to speak on speaking, right? Speaking. I actually am a speaker, right, guys? A little bit different, though. I'm a little bit of a different speaker through Behind Closed Doors. What kind of speaker I am? Well, let's tap into it. I'm a caregiver speaker, right? Not, just hype up motivational kind of a guy. That's not my speaking style, but nevertheless, guys, I speak from experience, not from performance, right? Most of the speaking and things like that I have done just on the strength, right? 2026, now it's all about moving into the area of, speaking professionally and that sort of thing. So guys, my talking, it's conversational based, not motivational hype. I kind of, spoke on that. I speak through my organization, Behind Closed Doors. I don't speak to impress. I speak to connect. So, why I speak, right? Most people want to ask, well, why do you speak? Well, speaking started for me a long time ago before the microphones, right? I've been speaking, for the last 25, 30 years, in the job positions that I was in. And then ultimately things kind of carried over into Behind Closed Doors and my nonprofit organization, Down Syndrome Forgotten. Speaking became a tool for advocacy and clarity, right? Me being a three-way caregiving for my son, caregiving for my brother, caregiving for my late great mom that had Alzheimer's as well. So, speaking definitely was a passion for me from knee high on up, right? Speaking up for somebody. But, professionally speaking, right, I've been at this thing for the last 25, 30 years, guys. Let's see here. What I speak about, right? Real caregiving life. I talk about this life. That's what I do. Disability and family advocacy. Navigating broken systems, right? Burnout, isolation, dignity. I don't motivate. I translate. Right, guys? That's what I do. And in a subtle way, I guess I do motivate. Even when I'm trying to teach, I motivate people along the way. I found that out about myself. How do I speak? Story driven, plain language, no jargon, no shams, no nothing, no special, special effects or anything to that effect, right? A space for real conversation. People don't need another speech. They need understanding. That's one of my models, right? Not just another speech, but some understanding, some connection, right? If I speak to you, I want you to extract something from the things that I'm saying and apply it to your life, your journey, right? Where I speak, right? Caregivers groups, community organizations, churches, nonprofits, right? Schools, panels, podcasts. Not every stage has lights, right? I understand that. I don't get the big stage, all that stuff, and, the big lights, man, it's that connection. I talk all the time about my viral, right? Most people think of virals and big numbers. My virals is actually little numbers, right? I would rather speak to one person and it connects and save their life than to talk to 300 people and only one bite. You know what I mean? So hopefully that makes some sense to you guys, right? That's my viral. Who am I speaking this for? I mention that before. Caregivers, families, community leaders, professionals that's willing to listen, right? That's where I'm at. Not for performances, right? Surface level inspiration, quick fixes. That's not my thing, right? You know, I recognize my lane, and I'm willing to showcase that. And if the opportunity presents itself, what groups get? Well, what you guys are going to get from me is honest conversation, right? Shared language, shared experiences, validation, practical insight. If people feel seen, the talk is worked, right? Let me say it again. If people feel seen, the talk is worked, right? That's the kind of impact that I want to have. Hopefully that all makes sense to you guys. Behind closed doors as a platform, speaking is part of my mission. This is what I do. Obviously right now, you know what I mean? Stories lead to connections. Connections lead to support. Behind closed doors is where real caregiving live, right? Everything that I do, I bring it raw, authentic, and from me, right? Nothing polished, dressed up, no background, funky effect or anything to that effect. How to book me? You can book me through my email, right? You can request as well. You can go into my Facebook page, Behind Closed Doors, or Behind Closed Doors Caregiver Chronicles, the profile page. You can actually book me right through there. You can DM me directly. Talks range from conversation to workshops. I also tap into workshops as well. Information is in the bio, right? You can dive into the bio. I have all that stuff in there. And to close, speaking is a service. Experience is credentials. Presence is impact. Behind closed doors, people already know the truth. I help name it. You guys check in, man. You got to tap in with me. Like I said before, you can, email me a request, or you can go on my social media, Behind Closed Doors podcast as well. The group, we have a Behind Closed Doors group as well. So you guys have all those different angles. You can contact me and book me for that. Thank you for chiming in. Behind Closed Doors, everybody can get it. You guys take it easy.